Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have quite a good rack. Through an N, I would have pongiest. I can't see a 7, but there could be one here. So I hope my opponent doesn't change. I suspect there are a number of floaters, a number of bingos rather, through floaters. Now, is there a 7 here? So, just the 3 floaters to consider. The Z not particularly useful. What about the A? Nothing coming to mind. And the P, which duplicates a tile on my rack. I don't think there's anything there. Am I missing a bingo? I don't think so. I've got an O for going underneath the Z, and I'm thinking now about sorting this rack out. So a play of go would leave a pretty good 5-letter set, pretty robust. Quite high bingo prospects. Go doesn't give much away. 16 points, not a great score. I'm pausing just in case I've got a 7-letter bingo. If there is one here, it will be very high probability, or fairly high probability. So what about pokiest? I don't think that's good. I'm going with this. Okay. I'm wondering about wipiest. That could be good. Maybe it's swipiest I'm confusing it with. I don't think wipiest is good. So not a great pickup, duplicating the I and drawing a non-bingo-y W. In which case I'd like to play off both of those tiles. Wispiest through an S. And there is an S. Great. My opponent's bingo. Nice bingo by him. 70 points. Now where best to play? I think over here, to avoid placing vowels next to premium squares. So wispiest for 76. And I draw a blank, which is good. I've got the Q, which is not so good, but I do have an I, so I can certainly get rid of it. I can play chi and key in column 9, and I can also play chi and chi in row J. Through a P, I would have cough, QOPH, which would nicely sort the rack out, but both P's unavailable. No U's played yet. Well, there is now another bingo by my opponent. Is this U of any use to me? I don't think so. If I play chi somewhere, the rack leave of DOHR blank isn't great. Now, what about playing caddy? That would be 28. 27 for chi and kai. Cade isn't opening up row H for a super hot play because not many high-scoring tiles can go on this double letter square. And maybe I'll draw the tiles for, well, the Z's gone, but Vogt would have played there. So is this the right play? Splitting up the D and the H feels right. This rack leave feels a lot better than this rack leave with a D. I feel it's more bingo-y, not much score differential between Cade and Chi. Only 24 points for playing in row J. Am I missing a higher scoring Q spot? I don't think the U of unannealed is particularly good. I'm going with this. Not fabulous. There could be a bingo here. Close to Viceroy. I can't see a bingo. Not too many floaters to consider. The rack should be fairly straightforward to sort out. Priority to play off the V. Yeah, only 21 points for my opponent. And he's provided a new floater, a T, which could turn out to be quite useful. So, how to play off the V. Not too many good spots available. I'm looking at the eye of Wispiest. Can't see anything there. Can't see anything down onto the D of Unannealed or the U of Unannealed. So what about a play in column 3 ending IN? So I could play Chino in that spot, keeping RV blank. 23 points. I'd prefer to play off the V, but that is a play which is worth doing. And I'm really looking for somewhere to play off the V and possibly one of the C and the H, something like Havoc. Now my H can go between G and I. Can't use that to good effect. 15 minutes on my clock. Can't see anything beginning with the K or going through it. What about row E through this I? Well, the I just not a particularly good tile for my rack. I could have a bingo down onto this T. I've got the over prefix with the blank as an E. Okay, I'm not seeing anything, so should I go with Chino? I'm clearing out some pretty non-bingo-y vowels. The vowel consonant balance is quite good. The V is not a disaster. The R helps it. The blank helps it. So I'm going with this. No bingo here. Only the one vowel. And the blank doesn't take me into bingo territory. And this, I've got F and V, which are a bad combination. I certainly need to split them up. Nice score for my opponent. I've got yard, but the score there is in the low 20s, and I'm keeping F and V. Not good. I'm 70 points behind. My F can go underneath WO. Nothing goes under IN. My F can also go underneath SI. So I could play Fard and Sif. Can I do something better? My opponent's blocked Vifta, which would have been quite nice. What about a play in column 9? Can't see anything great there. Vade, but that's keeping FRR, not a good keep. So quite a tricky rack. I haven't got anything to go between ZO and E. So Fard, 16, not a good score, but the rack leaves okay, and I'm opening up a new bingo lane, which is good because I'm behind, and I'm stopping my opponent from scoring well with this double word square underneath IN. Okay. Again, one vowel and a preponderance of high-scoring tiles. The number of high-scoring tiles is increasing. I can play Ivy and KY. That takes a T in front. I can play Ivy and ID, which is better. I'm a bingo behind and I've got a blank, so all is not lost. I can't see anything down from the Y. And even if there were something, it wouldn't score massively. Ivy keeps HMR blank, which is a vulnerable rack leave. I'm really looking to draw a couple of vowels, but still a lot of tiles to play. Now, what about a play in row C? Ending CY or CH. Vichy and Chivy both good, but they don't work. So at the moment it's just Ivy and ID. And that's for only 20 points, which isn't very much. Just can't see anything in row C ending CH or CY. And a 3-letter play down from A7 isn't going to score enough to justify opening row A. The bingo lane in row N isn't great. A bingo would either need to begin with a vowel or have a big overlap. One downside of Ivy is that I'm keeping 3 consonants. I'd much rather it was just 2. I'm risking having another 1 or no vowel rack. Now, what I do have is Y rived onto the D for 20 points. And that plays off one more consonant, keeping HM blank. So that's worth considering. I've got the beginnings of rhyme, RHYM. But I can't play that in column 9 because IM isn't good. Nothing goes between U and O. My Y can go underneath it. But I think the time has come to dump the V. My opponent's taking a while with his move. He could be close to a bingo. Both blanks are now seen. One's on the board, one's on my rack. So my opponent cannot be looking for a bingo with a blank. But he's certainly taken a while with this particular play. I may have somewhere for Vim on my rack, but HRV not good. Hrivnia is good. I don't quite have the tiles for that. Mervy not good. Just 13 minutes on my opponent's clock, 12 on mine, 41 tiles in the bag. I don't have anything down from the Y. Coming down from WO, I have Wormy, keeping VI H blank. And 26 points, so not a bad play. But at the moment, my preference is for Y rived. Okay, my opponent finally does play only 20 points. That's a relief. He's not provided anything good for me. So Y rived for 20. Finally, a nice looking rack with a couple of vowels. Still slightly top heavy in terms of scoring tiles. But there could be a bingo here. I'm mainly looking for 7s. The tiles in Y ribbed are not available for a bingo apart from the Y. I'm just wondering about Homager, but I don't think that's good. So not seen anything yet. Okay, my opponent's provided a new floater, which is good. So, do I have Taghem? Ah, I don't. How annoying. I thought I did. Thermage, not good. I've got the AGE ending. Just pausing in case anything comes to mind with the T. So let me go back to the alphabet. I think I was up to H. That looks promising. Can't see anything. I'm trying to keep the T in mind as well as looking for sevens. 11 minutes on my clock. That's the homager play, but I don't think it's good. So I draw to the end of the alphabet and I've seen nothing. So what to do? I'm about 90 points behind. It's good to see a new floater. I probably ought to open up some bingo lanes. Or a bingo lane. How can I do that? I don't want to provide an easy scoring spot for my opponent, but certainly playing something around Y ribbed would make sense in terms of opening up the top right of the board. V takes nothing next to it, so I can't play parallel to Y ribbed. Is there a bingo through the Y? Close to haymaker. Can't see anything. 10 minutes on my clock, 30 tiles to come. Now my H can still go between G and I for a big score, but only if I can get it to play twice, and I can't. So what about playing harm here? It's 26 points, which is okay. The rack leaves pretty good. I'm creating a new bingo lane, which isn't massively dangerous since my H is covering the double letter square. Rack leave quite good. With an I or an N, I would have an ING ending word, and row O is quite useful for that sort of play. And I could get a triple. So I'm going with this. Back to a single vowel, but it's not terrible since I have the blank. I have Malgrez as a 7. Nowhere for that. Far needs at least 3 vowels for a big overlap play. And if it's beginning, and it pretty much needs 3 vowels as well for a play beginning with a vowel. So row N not really available for me with only 2 vowels. The E of Killasses is available. Can't see anything there. Can't see anything with the H. This is just 2 vowel heavy. G, L, M and R don't work that well together. I'm mainly concentrating on the blank as a vowel. So regalism through an A. Now, the T of Troad, of course, still available for column 1. Can't see anything there. Go morales through an A. 9 minutes on my clock. Okay, so Malgrez is the only bingo I've seen, and that doesn't play anywhere. Do I have a bingo ending T? I don't. Do I have anything through the H? So annoying. With a blank and a 9 timer or triple available, just one more vowel could have made all the difference. But I don't think I have got anything here. I'd quite like to keep hold of my E. I could play Jim, but the score's dismal. I no longer have my H for going between G and I. Only 8 minutes on the clock and 24 tiles to come. Just scanning the board in case I've overlooked a bingo lane. I don't think I have. Is there a K, something I play, which keeps hold of my E? I'm looking around at the floating vowels on the board, just very few available. So let me look at the remaining vowel situation. Only 3 E's, that's not great. 16 vowels out of 31 tiles, so the bag is half and half. This is just a tricky rack to deal with. So I can play Klieg. The rack leave has some synergy. I'm opening up a new bingo lane. Score's okay, 20 points, and this is the best I've seen. Wow, great. I draw vowels. And surely I have a bingo now. I'm not sure about True Mose. I think True Mose is good with the blank as a U at 01. I think I'll try that. Yeah. I hadn't done enough to draw my opponent away from the H. So I have True Mose, and I think I'll play this because the M gets doubled. For 86. And now I'm getting the vowels. I'm 3 points behind, but I don't have a great rack. The E of Evo here, not particularly useful. And my opponent has taken out column 1 as a bingo lane, but I no longer need a bingo, although I could do if my opponent scores well now. Only 10 tiles in the bag. If I played off just IU, I may have a rack that could mature into a bingo. Trumos has opened up a new bingo lane in row N. So is there anywhere for IU? Whoops, not good. That's annoying. So what about measure and Klieg's? Does Klieg take an S? I think it does. And I've got amusers in row N. But do I have something beginning with the T? Not seen anything yet. Tempuras. Okay. So I am bingoing. Okay, so I've got Tempuras in row O. That doesn't score as much as Trumos, but it does have the benefit of being a valid word. I'm not sure if Klieg takes an S, but if Tempuras is blocked, then I could play measure in column 13. I've got amusers in row L, which would be quite a volatile move. It would provide a lot of floaters and open up a new triple lane. Remaining tiles fairly bingo-y. I didn't draw well after Trumos, but I'll get another opportunity to draw. 3 N's and 3 O's means I could have a really disastrous rack. And there's no E's left, so That reduces bingo prospects. Okay, so my opponent's taken out row O, but he's only scored 8 points, which is good. So I can play Amusers across here. 6 minutes on my clock. Do I really want to end the play in an S? That makes it super easy for my opponent to play in column 15. Is there a better spot to play? Well, I could play Assumer, placing an R there. But then the S's aren't available for me. I think I quite like having the bingo-y SE, R and S available. If my opponent plays in column 15, then the E of Amusers is available for me to bingo through, so I'm going with this. I draw the J, which is good. I don't have a bingo, and I'm 30 points behind. I'm fortunate that my opponent only got 8 for Tuft. So is there a good J spot available? Certainly if I play the J, then I could leave myself with quite a bingo-y rack leave, and there are floaters in Amusers. I have joints in column 15. Wow, 45 points for my opponent. I was wondering if I have a JI play here. And I don't think I do, which is a shame. That would have scored a lot. I hope I haven't overlooked one. It's 5 minutes on my clock. Don't think so. 4 tiles left. So I'll be emptying the bag with gins. And then the only floater is the G, which my opponent can easily block. So that doesn't feel great. 33 points, 326. I'll be 40 points behind. So I don't think that is the play. I think I need to play the J. Four minutes on my clock. And I think I need to play off an N as well. Targe is good, but Gox has blocked a play of Gin, which would have been good. I could play Jong in column 12. So what Jong achieves is it leaves 1 in the bag. It takes me to 313, 50 points behind. A bingo may win the game for me. My opponent's likely to play in column 15. He's unlikely to score very much. No scoring tiles left. And if the play doesn't begin with a C, he'll be opening up a bingo lane in column 14. The J may tempt him into a 3-letter play, which leaves column 15 available for me to score a triple-triple. And the rack leave is pretty good. I'm splitting up the duplicate N. Ante is fairly flexible, slightly vulnerable to picking up an I. So what about playing Jingo? Well, the disadvantage of Jingo is that it empties the bag. I was just checking to see if it opened a new bingo lane, and it doesn't. Let me look at the remaining vowel situation. 4 vowels out of 11. I think this is the play. And I just need a good pickup. I dodge the I's, but I draw a U. So, do I have something through the air? Wow, my opponent doesn't block the S. Maybe he doesn't need to because he's just scored 38 points. He'll lose 14 on count back, so that would take him to 327. I need to score 78. I don't score enough even if I bingo through the S, unless it's a 9-timer. Well, I do have a bingo. I have Lunarist. Does Lunarist have an anagram? Don't think so. So, Lunarist for 71. That ends the game. And the final score, 398 to me, 405 to my opponent, a winning margin of 7 points. So, well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go first. He played Zap. This was my rack. I didn't miss a bingo. And I played Go for 16. I could have got quite a few more points, but with a wrecked rack leave, my rack leave after Go was EIPST, which is an excellent 5-letter set, so I still like Go. My opponent spots the only bingo, which was pretty good. And I now have Wispiest and Swipiest. And Wipiest isn't good, otherwise it would show up making zaps. Opponent's rack, he has Unannealed, another great spot. My rack, and I play Cade for 28, that looks fine. My opponent has Ratuna through an E, no E available, plays Troad. And this was an interesting rack, B6 Covin. That I think would have been the play. I didn't see that. All of the other plays keep a V, which is what I ended up doing with Chino. Opponent's rack, he plays Yoni, and at this point I'm 70-odd points behind with a pretty grim rack. However, I do have the blank. Vade, making Carandid, not a great rack leave. What did I do? I played Fard for 16, and that's a much better rack leave, so I like the play. Opponent plays Brace for 20. That's when he spent an age looking for a play, and well, as you can see, it's because he had a poor rack. Now this is my rack. I saw Wormy, A4, Merv, and I played Y-Rift in the end for a pretty similar score and a pretty similar rack leave, so I think Y-Rift is fine. Horrible rack for my opponent. He plays Yet. Okay, great. I'm glad I didn't miss anything here. D8 Kaimar. Pretty nice for 30 points. I played Harm for 26, keeping Reg blank. Yeah, which is also fine. Opponent plays you. Now, did I miss a bingo here? No, I didn't. And I played Cleek for 20, and that's fine. The highest scoring plays burn the S and take out the triple lane. Opponent plays Avohi. Now I played Trumos, not good. No T bingos. So, does that mean that Tempuras isn't good? Or just does it mean it doesn't score enough? Well, Tempuras is good. And it scores 77, so it just doesn't quite make the highest bingo list. Assumer C13, so Cleeks is good. Yeah, Assumer for 85 would have been nice. Anyway, Iphonia comes off. And that's a shame because, look, my opponent did not have a good rack. He plays Tuft. And now I play Amusers for 68. Wow. Assumer would have got 17 more points. Yeah, so it would have been helpful to have been more solid on whether Clee took an S. I think it may be that it didn't used to and it does now. And look at that, my opponent doesn't have a great rack, but I provided him a spot for Gox. This was my rack. Thought about joints, but with 4 tiles in the bag, I needed some bingo. C jokey being double N. Possibly, but I like Jong. It kept the S open. It left 1 tile in the bag. And it made my opponent think, and he played bid. And finally, Lunarist was the only bingo, and I lost by just 7. So quite a close game in the end, and possibly Trumo's affecting the outcome. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.